England sent an army into Scotland in 1297. They believed sheer force would crush resistance. England relied on numbers and intimidation.
Scotland was expected to submit.
But the land itself would decide the battle.
William Wallace understood this terrain.
He studied timing, distance, and patience. The English chose a narrow crossing point.
They trusted the bridge completely.
Wallace waited.
The English army began crossing the bridge. Only a few soldiers could cross at a time. The crossing was slow and exposed.
English commanders urged the advance.
Confidence blinded them to danger. More soldiers crossed into the Scottish side. Behind them, the rest waited.
The army was now divided.
This was the moment Wallace had waited for. The trap was set. The Scottish attack came without warning.
The English were caught completely unprepared.
Confusion spread instantly.
Those on the bridge had nowhere to escape.
The narrow crossing turned into a deadly choke point. Scottish spears drove deep into the English ranks.
Panic replaced discipline. The bridge could not hold the weight.
Men and horses fell into the river. The English attack collapsed in moments.
Those who crossed were trapped. There were no path back.
Scottish forces pressed the advantage.
English resistance collapsed. Many to flee the battlefield.
Few escaped the slaughter.
Scottish control was complete.
The English army was shattered.
Against all expectations, Scotland had won. Stirling Bridge became legend. The battlefield fell silent. The River Forth carried the remains of defeat. English power in Scotland was broken.
For the first time, England was shocked.
Scotland had proven it could win.
The victory inspired rebellion across the land.
William Wallace became a symbol of resistance. But the war was far from over.
England would return with new tactics. Stirling Bridge changed the course of history. Smoke still hung over the field.
Broken weapons littered the ground. The cost of victory was visible everywhere.
Men searched for the wounded.
The bridge stood broken and silent.
The river carried the memory of the battle. Silence replaced chaos.
Scotland held the ground.
The victory settled in slowly. History was already changing.
Word of the victory began to spread.
Villagers heard the news. Hope replaced fear. The English retreat echoed across the land. Scotland stood unbroken. The victory reshaped belief.
William Wallace became more than a commander. He became a symbol. But the struggle for freedom continued.
Stirling Bridge marked the beginning, not the end. The land slowly returned to stillness.
Morning light touched the valley.
The bridge stood as a silent witness. Footsteps faded from the ground. Smoke dissolved into the sky. Weapons were left behind. The river flowed on.
Nature reclaimed the silence.
Time softened the scars. But history remembered. The battlefield slowly emptied.
Only the land remained.
Marks of war faded into the soil. The bridge stood unchanged by time. The river carried no memory of blood. Scotland endured. Life continued beyond the battle. The moment passed into history. But its meaning remained.
Stirling Bridge would never be forgotten.
The land bore quiet witness to what had happened. No armies remained.
Only time moved forward. The bridge became part of the landscape.
The moment faded, but the meaning did not.
Scotland remembered.
History marked the place. Stirling Bridge changed everything.